most realistic steering system available on the market, look no further than Sim Steering from Leo Bodnar. Designed and hand-built at the home of British Motorsport's Silverstone circuit, it's extensively used by professional driver training centres and race teams including Formula 1 since 2010. The high precision and completely linear response coupled with high strength provides the ultimate in realistic steering force feedback. Visit simsteering.com.
Take your hobby to the next level with a quality racing rig that works great with a PS3, Xbox 360, and a PC. GT Omega Racing Simulator is compatible with a wide range of steering wheels including Logitech, Fanatec, Thrustmaster, and more. The GT Omega is available now worldwide by going to www.gtomegaracing.com.
What is so important about driving faster than anyone else?
A lot of people go through life doing things badly. Racing's important to men who do it well. When you're racing, it's life. Anything that happens before or after, it's just waiting.
G'day, welcome to all viewers. Sorry about the technical issues there. Welcome to round one, PitTalkAsia.com GT Series, proud sponsors of this year's event. It's great to have them on board. Just running a little bit behind time here, just due to some technical issues, so we do apologise. Qualifying is actually just about to come to a conclusion. We're at Motegi Racecourse, a great little, of course, 90 k's north of Tokyo, owned by Honda Motor Company. Beautiful picturesque scenery up there, the mountains. We've got a night race to start with, haven't had a night race for a while. Motegi, 4.8 kilometres, 14 turns. Weather 19 degrees easterly direction, humidity 91%. With me in the commentary box is Liam Williams. Just very quickly, Liam, welcome aboard, mate. Good to have you here for round one.
Thank you. Yeah, really looking forward to this race and the start of the new championship. Last season was a fantastic battle. A lot of it came down to the last race, so hopefully we can have just as good a season this season.
Oh, I'm sure we will. Just as qualifying comes to a conclusion here, Dongwu Gang with a 45.798 in provisional pole. Marcus Lenneman in the McLaren MP4 just on his last lap here, just watching him now. Just a very clean exit from the last turn, second place. See how he goes here. Is there any improvement? No, there's no improvement, so he holds second place with a 45.8. Jeong Suk Hwang and the other rough in third. Our first of the BMWs, Charles Sierra, 46.2. Stephen Bouquet in the first of the Corvettes, I think he's in fifth place. Be very interesting to see how he goes as the race progresses. And Warren Pickering, great to have him on board in the Redback Racing rough. Timothy Jackson, Demonov Innovations in seventh, 47 flat. Aaron Osborne, Alex Cherney and Farney Lazarity round out your top 10. As I said, sorry, we're a bit behind schedule. A few rule changes. The difference with the fuels, the Corvette 40.5 litres it'll be given, the Rough 42 litres, the Z4 46, the MP4, the 50.7 litres, and the 4GT, which we do have one with Tim Bollinger in it, 90 litres. So just going through that, what do we got? 29 starters. So yeah, almost ready to go.
Yeah, really looking forward to the start of this. It's always fun to have a night race as well. Adds a little bit extra.
Whereas the slowly forms, yeah, Marcus Lenderman in the McLaren. It's just great to see, as we saw last week in the first unofficial race, the different spread of vehicles, or different makes of cars, and as it is now, we've got 4 out of the first 5 with different makes, including Stephen Bocade's Corvette there. So great to have him, and it's just an awesome sounding car. No doubt during the race at some stage we'll get on board that.
Yeah, it's fantastic to see that we have got,
there we go,
a bit more of a balance of performance than last season.
Right, as the grid forms up, Henry, what have we got? Mark Lang didn't actually get to put in a time, unfortunately, in 31st position. Dick A. Lee didn't put in a time, and neither did Alex Chung. I think Mark had a few issues in disconnecting a few vehicles or drivers who weren't part of this series. So as the grid forms up, Liam, who's going to be your pick?
I think it's going to be a great battle up front between Marcus and Dongwoo Gang, Marcus Lenderman. Marcus, very, very young driver, really showed what he's capable of last season.
Right, grid's forming up. Yeah, Marcus Lenderman has to be, I think, the favourite here. He tends to get a good start. Dongwoo Gang, it's a bit jumpy there tonight. I'm just wondering whether the ping might be a bit high on some of these cars with an Australian server. They look like it's bouncing around a bit. Anyway, almost start time, so hopefully a nice clean start for Series C of 2014 in the PitAsia.com GT Simulator Series. Cars are warming up. Away they go. Great start by Dongwoo Gang. Chelsea Sierra also a great start on the outside. This field seems like it's got through cleanly.
Yeah, it seems to be very, very
Park's got an issue. Min Park had a bit of an issue. The car starting from pit lane as well, but Dongwoo Gang's able to hold the lead. Marcus immediately challenging around the outside.
Marcus got a little bit loose on the exit of that corner.
Yeah, the tyres have got to be cold here in the first lap, especially with the night race. It looks spectacular at night. Dongwoo holds the lead. Well, even the Corvette with the very cold tyres has already got a bit of a chain behind him. Stephen Bocade representing Australia. It's great to have him on board. But there's already a gap there between 4th and 5th, I think, or 5th and 6th, sorry. Marcus on the inside. It could be a position change here, the next corner. Dongwoo very defensive while holding the inside line. Marcus around the outside. Into the hairpin.
That was very good driving from the two of them.
Great drive by the two of them. Down the straight, neck and neck. Dongwoo will have the inside line. Not much speed difference there, which is fantastic to see. Deep under brakes by both vehicles.
Oh, that was great driving by Marcus.
Has got that. Great driving by Marcus. Great driving by them as well. Obviously trusted each other enough, and those two are away. Chelsea Sierra. The BMW seems to be struggling here, so for him to have his nose up in third is a good effort, but fantastic first lap here.
Yeah, Dongwoo Gang just needs to keep in touch with Marcus now. It's not an easy task.
No, but I think from what we understand, fuel conservation may come into this, and there's going to be different strategies with fuel, whether they can one stop or two stop. The races like this, you really normally look out for drivers like Ice Journey and Chim Jackson to see what they can produce. Very smart drivers, but as is Dongwoo Gang, so he's won races, fuel conserve races before. He's not going to be shy of doing that again, I would hope, and right up Marcus's pipe here. They could throw a blanket over the two of them.
Yeah, Domino seems to be quite happy just staying quite close to Marcus. He's a very, very good driver mentally, is Domino Gang, so I'm pretty sure he'll be quite happy just to sit behind him and just let this race play out for a little bit.
Well, we'll keep an eye on Tobias Cherney, 12th position at the moment. Yeah, I would imagine he will try and one stop. Oh, Jackson's made a mistake. Jackson's made a terrible mistake. That's going to cost him. Just lost it in the hairpin there, slowing to him. Not sure if he's got any damage or not, but that's going to cost him 3, maybe 4 positions.
It's a fantastic sight to see this track at night, and with so many cars as well.
And not just so many cars, I mean, different types of cars all being competitive as well. And Stephen Bocade in the Corvette here is running very well. Already got a good gap between himself and the next car. And the front group have pulled away from him a bit. But that's what the series is about now. Team Championship. He's representing Australia. You have to have, it's beneficial to have one in the Corvettes and 2 others in non-Corvette. So. He's doing a great job there and very competitive.
Yeah, it's first race of the season, it's always, you never really know what's going to happen, especially with the length of the race and there being pit stops. I'm not 100% sure whether people will be able to get the one stop and which cars will be able to get the one stop, or whether they'll be sticking to 2 and just putting qualifying laps in really for as long as possible.
Well, one thing you can guarantee is that the Ford GT, Tim Ballinger, he won't be stopping at all, I wouldn't think. I think he'll be right. Just with the difference in fuels and the difference in fuel mapping, it's going to who's that going off? Reinhard Anken in the Corvette, sorry. Just with the difference in strategies, it's going to make such a difference at the end. Like, it's a long pit lane here, long pit stop. So, if you can be patient and knock it down a fuel mapping or 2, it'll pay off at the end.
This is a track I quite enjoy, actually. I've always personally gone well here. It's very stop-start, but there's some good overtaking opportunities, especially coming to the end of the long back straight into the tight right-hander, which with downhill braking, it's quite a tricky one to get an overtake done well and not end up in the gravel on the exit.
Yeah, it just seems like such a dark track, doesn't it? To me, it does. I don't think I've done race here at night before, but just seems dark compared to other well-lit tracks. Maybe a lot of NASCAR tracks I've been seeing, obviously different type of track altogether, but this does seem dark. Yeah,
there's no lighting really anywhere. Seems to be just a little bit of a touch there with Aaron Pierce and not sure who that was. I think that was Brett Woods. But it doesn't seem like either of them have any damage or anything.
It doesn't look like any damage. Yeah, Brett Woods in the number 777 Martini rough. I know AC's a big rap for anything that's got the words Martini on it. Just seems to be a bit of blinking there, so might be a connection issue happening later on.
Yeah, Domu Gang is keeping Marcus very, very honest. He's just watching him now. He's only a few tenths behind and doesn't seem to be struggling to keep up.
No, it doesn't seem to be struggling. It could be a blob. Is Marcus deliberately slowing to conserve fuel, or is Dongwu just sitting in his draft to conserve fuel? These are the questions. We'll know probably about anything between lap 8 and 12, I think, whether there'll be 1 stopping or 2 stopping.
Yeah, I think that's really what it's going to come down to for the win, providing they both stay on track. However, Charles Tessier is not too far behind, only a few seconds behind, so it'd be a good idea to keep an eye on what he can do. He showed his class last season.
Yeah, he did. Just the 3 seconds behind, just a little bit off the pace, so half a second dropped that lap. With Young, a bit of a drama here with Aaron Pearce, I think. Let's have a look on board there. Yeah, well, his car's toast. Yeah. Have to see what happened there.
I'll see if we can get a replay of that, if we can catch it.
Oh, he's just driven into the side of him. Who's that in the 41? Vincent Young. I tell you what, Vincent, that's pretty ordinary. You're going down the straight and he's literally just driven straight to the side of Aaron. That's not what we encourage here, I'm sorry, but might not have seen it, might have had some issues that we don't know about, but yeah, as he's timing there, sorry, my fault.
Yeah, I've just seen that. That's it's not the best driving I've seen.
No, and yeah, Aaron's response is quite appropriate, I believe. Yeah, that's disappointing. Aaron was driving quite well. Interesting to see Tim Jackson fighting his way back through the field here, just on the pipe of Harrison O'Brien. No relation, if you're thinking of asking. Deep under brakes here, Harrison's not making it easy for him.
With this track, whereas there are overtaking opportunities, they're not easy and entirely clear cut. You really need a good exit out that hairpin if you're going to make a move down there.
And Stephen Bouquet, he's just a 1:48.3 with Warren Pickering, who's done a fantastic job so far in fifth place, at 48.2 last lap. Yong Wang with a 48.7, so 46.6 is leading the way with our leaders. But there's some competitive times out there for cars who are not normally up there, so it's fantastic to see. Could be different fuel strategies, but I think I'm loving Stephen Bouquet's race at the moment, the Corvette. I just love listening to that car. I could listen to that all day.
I think that's probably time to get a nice... give him some exposure on the stream. He's having a bit of a lonely race, which is quite surprising so early on and being in 6th, but he's... it'd be very interesting to see what he can do. And, especially when it comes to fuel, as I say, we have no idea really how it's going to pan out.
We just jump on board. If we jump on board with Steve just for a lap, just listen to the car, it just sounds important.
They're currently on board with him now.
Deep into the hairpin here. You can just see, I think it's Pickering in front. Tricky section here. You can see how dark it is, can't you? It's I can't say that the lights in the Corvette are any good here. That's very difficult to see.
Yeah, and that last corner is a very, very tricky, horrible, horrible corner. God, yeah, that's
certainly... That's dark.
That's very, very dark. That... It doesn't...
I don't think...
doesn't look too bad when you're viewing it from external cameras, but when you're looking at what the drivers are seeing, you've got a whole new appreciation for driving this track in the dark now.
Yeah, I don't think the yellow tints on the lights are doing him any favours here either. And I'm not sure if the car's got high beam, but I'd be thinking of putting him on there, Steve, if you've got him. It's incredibly dark, hard to see the apex. Fantastic over there, and he's still got the next cars in sight.
Well, he just seems to be keeping them honest. I mean, he's got Scott Newton behind him, quite a way behind him now. Moment. This is actually very, very good performance from Scott Newton so far. He started in 14th I believe, and he's up to 7th.
Yeah, fantastic effort. So it's the dark section there, so I can't even see the next corner. So fantastic effort there. So it's great to be on board for a lap there. Well done to Stephen Bouquet, a nice clean lap.
Just jumping on board with Dongwoo Gan, just having a nice look at the rear of Marcus's car, and the very nice backfires. Very close at the moment.
But he's close as he's ever been. Going for the pass?
He was just trying to psych out Marcus a little bit there. Didn't work. He may be a young guy. I think he's only, what, 14? Something like that.
Yeah, I don't even think so.
But he's definitely gaining maturity.
Oh, every race he gains maturity. But 46.5 for their last lap. That's less than a second off their qualifying time. So I don't think they've got their engine mapping turned down at all. If they have, they've done a great job.
Yeah, it's a very, very tricky skill to get right, is saving fuel. If you well, the best drivers at saving fuel can save quite a lot of fuel and not really lose much time, but it's something you really need to practice, and I think with the long run up to this to the first round, as you always get, I think a lot of the drivers here will have practiced quite a lot. Marcus has gone a little bit
Good
wide.
Run here. Good run. Dongwoo looks very racy, doesn't he? He looks like he can position that rough anywhere he wants to put it. And Marcus looks like he has to use all of the track and then some. And just dropping off Charles Sierra there, 47.2 there, bit off the pace of what they have been, but they're getting very racy. Sierra with a 47 even. A great race back here for 4th and 5th with Huang going underneath Pickering. It's a clean move, is it? Ooh. He should have that. Yeah, good move by Warren Bounce. He's done very well here today too, from 6th on the grid up to 5th now. Up to 4th now. And it's a great battle here still with Alex Cherney, is it? Yep, Alex, Scott Newton and Tim Jackson. I know this is going to set Tim's race strategy up badly, being stuck behind these guys. I have a fair idea what he's planning on doing. Whether he can now achieve it or not, I'm not sure.
There's
Been a lot of time for these.
I think that mistake from Tim earlier is definitely going to have a big impact on his race.
Well, it will. Just not only is it going to impact on that lap time, but it's the traffic he's then stuck behind. Like, his lap times are off at the moment, 48.6, 47.2, 48.3, so it's a bit all over the shop there. But he's got himself into 9th. Long way to go, yes, still another 21 laps of racing to go. Alex Cherney doing a really solid job here. Started off 9th on the grid, but like you said, Scotty Newton from 14th on the grid up to 7th. He'd be wrapped so far. Just be good to keep his head down and just finish the job off.
Yes, I mean, sometimes, was that Timothy Jackson having a big moment? And I think ending up in a wall.
Yep, going straight to the pits as well. It's a shame for him.
I'll try
straight to the pit. Well,
I'll try and watch
he'll
that.
be 2 stopping now. Yeah, just got on the power a bit early. Oh no, just out in the grass. In the grass, that's a hard hit. So lucky it's right next to the pit entry. But he's had a difficult race, there's no doubt.
That was a very, very big hit there. That's...
Yeah, free toe though, so he's not long in the pits at all. He's already back out.
Just leaves...
But definitely 2 stopping.
Still a good battle between Alex and Scott.
Yeah, showing good times too. 48.6 for Scott and 48.3 or 48.4 for Alex, which is not far off their qualifying time. But Steve McCade is a solid job in the Corvette. From my understanding, it's the hardest car to drive out there, so it's fantastic jobs. I think as the season gets on, they get their setups better and things like that. The Corvette will be even more competitive. And from my understanding, is they might even sneak a win or two in with the power of that car.
It's a very, very fun car to drive. Not the easiest at all, but a lot of fun.
Yong Wong in from 5th place for the pits as well. So, well, we know he's 2 stopping for short. He's the first to blink.
Just have a look at John has lost a little bit to Marcus.
Yeah, we're looking at Marcus's lap times of 46.4 the last lap, second fastest lap of the race. Dongwu a 47.6, so whether he made a mistake or whether Marcus has decided that he's saved enough fuel and can now let go.
I think looking at the lap times
Coming
that
up to the
Dongwu was doing, I think he might have had a small mistake somewhere. But they are coming up to lap traffic, so...
Yeah, Alex just got out of the way. Very well done, Alex. As is Tim Ballinger. He's doing a good job, it must be said, in the Ford GT.
It's always easier to be the first car going through the traffic, I find.
Well, just ask Martin Brundle at Detroit, 1984, I think it was, in the Tyrrell. Not sure if you remember that at all, but the best result he was ever having. He was right up behind, I think it was Alain Prost, and coming to a lap car. The lap car let Prost through and cut right in front of Martin Brundle, and probably almost definitely took Brundle's possibly only race win away. So, yep, definitely easy being the first car. Might have been before your time, Liam, I'm not sure.
Just a little bit before my time.
Well, Jim Jackson with the change in strategy was going to try and one stop, I believe, so he's down to 15th, but turn up the week now, he'll be running field map 1, but he's got a lot of work to do. And Bernie Wimmers as well, V8 commentator for ARL TV.
Ooh, and is that Scott Newton up to 6th? He's got past into turn 1 on Alex Cherney. And Marcus Huang in the Corvette has caught them both up as they've been fighting.
I think, was Alex not already behind Scotty? I think he might have been, but the big mover, yeah, you're right. He's definitely Marcus Huang, a fantastic effort. And hang on, let's have a look.
The 47.8
and like
his last lap.
And just stalking in the back to Tobias Cherney with a 47.8 as well, up to 9th place. We know that he'll be one stopping. I'm not sure Tobias is a big fan of pit stops, so he does as least amount as possible.
Yeah, he definitely doesn't like his pit stops.
But Marcus Huang in the Corvette representing Australia again, so Australia's got 2 representations in their Corvette. So it's good to have someone to fall back to in this race at the moment. It's Marcus showing good speed at the moment.
Charles seems
Not sure
to
about the tyres. Yeah. I'm not sure about the tyres in these cars where they go off, because Charles's pace has dropped off dramatically. A 48.6. It's well off the pace compared.
His previous lap was a 46.8. Looked like he was really catching up to the leading 2, but whether that was a mistake or whether the tyres have gone, it'll be interesting to see if they take tyres. Haven't got any of the leaders in yet.
Deep. Yeah, my understanding is that they will be taking tyres. My other understanding is that the tyres, once they heat up, just turn into sludge. So it might take a lap or 2 to bring them back. So if you overdrive them, you can overheat them. And Dongwu is all over Marcus Lindemann again. Dongwu's loving being back in the competitive rough. Having a dive here, changing the lead.
Ooh, he's
great job. He's got it.
He forced him wide, but it was fair.
That was fair. He was there for sure. Let's see what he's got now. He's shown some pace. He's been pushing Marcus along. Be interesting to see his first flying lap. Really stretched out these two, 7.5 seconds back to third, who's then got 5 seconds to fourth and 10 seconds back to fifth. So I know a couple of cars have pitted early.
Marcus is coming in.
Oh, Marcus in. But I don't think he'll be one stopping with lap 13.
No.
He would have need to go further there. So a splash and dash, or possibly a dramatic drop in fuel mapping for the next 17 laps.
I think he'll have to be 2 stopping.
Yeah, I think he's going to have to do a splash and dash as well. Did he overshoot his mate as well?
Not sure.
Slow in the pit. Yeah, well, he's still in the pit lane. It seems like an unusually long stop away now.
Yeah, pit time of 19.2 seconds. That is a long time, unless
and Bacade's in as well, and I would have thought Cade, yeah, he's going to have to 2-stop as well, I would imagine, for a splash and dash, and Farney Lazarity. So there's a bit of a pattern developing here. The McLarens are in. Yep, and there's definitely a pattern with the McLarens.
Yeah, it definitely looks that way.
Bacade's out. It's although Huang did 2 laps ago in the first of the roughs, but Lenderman has come out in a clear track. But if he has to stop twice and Dongwu only has to stop once, well, we know which way this race is going.
Yeah, I think that's even more impressive if Dongwu Gangwal one stopping was able to keep so close to Marcus.
Change position here. Pickering onto Sierra. That's a clean pass. I got no doubt Pickering's going to hold that. The hairpin. Pickering is showing some fantastic pace now in the Redback Racing rough, car 29. It's just a bit of a surprise actually with him passing Charles.
Charles's previous lap to this was a 151.5, so he must have made a big error.
Not sure if he's made an error of being on board or whether he's really trying to drain out the extra lap here.
Yeah, this one was a 51.2, so...
Yeah, I think he's really worried about the fuel.
Yeah. It's a horrible, horrible moment and feeling when you realise that you're not quite going to make it with a few laps left, and sometimes slowing down a few seconds a lap is still quicker than having to take those 2 pit stops.
Yeah, well, it hasn't slowed down our leader Dongwu Gang. A 47.8 has not pitted yet, and if he pits this lap, you'd have to think he will make it.
Well, yeah, of course he will. It will have helped that he's been stuck right behind Marcus for most of the stint. You always use a lot less fuel when you're in the draft. Of course, you've got less air to push out the way, so you need less force coming from the fuel that you're using. So it might be interesting to see how he does in the second stint, because he'll probably be out on his own.
Yeah, and a spin from Jacek Frozek, the McLaren, probably the worst coloured car you could possibly have for a night race. It's all black, and when he spun in front of the field, in front of the fielder, not sure you've had the pleasure, but it's like driving on the highway in the middle of the night and a black cow runs out in front of you. You don't see him until you hit him.
Marcus has, in half a lap, overtaken Tobias Cherney and then got past Alex Cherney, who went wide and let Tobias past him. So Tobias is now up to 5th.
And Dongwu the pits.
Is in.
And it seems to be a constant pull from the drivers is the pit entry. I would have thought they would have had a chance to practice that a bit more. Charles in and Warren Pickering in. That's a bloody impressive stint there by Warren.
Very, very impressive, yeah.
Alright, Dongwu's out. Dongwu's out. This will be interesting to see where he is compared to... Oh, he's in front of Lenderman, is he?
Yes, yeah, well in front of Lenderman. His pit time
And
was an
doesn't need to
18.8
stop again.
compared to Lenderman's
Surprised.
19.2. Pickering has really done well there with a 16.7 compared to Charles's 20.5 in the pit lane, so he's pulled out quite a sizable gap over Charles there. And you would assume he would be able to make it to the end from here, so there's a possible second place in it there for Pickering.
This must be frustrating as all heck for Jackson, up to 7th now, but knowing there's another pit. Oh, wide. It's a bad time to come on board, Tim. Yeah, up to 7th, but that's a... I wouldn't think that'd be a net top 10 at the moment.
No, it does look like most people are...
Oh, Dongwu, big trouble. Dongwu's gone. We'll have to see what's happening here. Our leader in lots and lots of trouble.
Just get a replay
What
of
has he
that.
done it? Him and Lenderman have had it coming together. Didn't need to do this, Dongwu. An extra pit stop up your sleeve.
Yeah.
Oh, both gone. Both gone. I tell you what, I've got to go on to Lenderman's car there. If he has another pit stop to go, and we believe he has, you'd put your money on Warren Pickering at the moment. Dongwu with some damage, Pickering through. Although Cicera's through. Oh, this is fantastic.
Great racing.
Fantastic.
Warren Pickering's.
Well, no doubt the PitTalk.Asia.com GT Sim Series is off to a fantastic start in round 1 here. I'm very surprised Dongwu didn't more damage there. It's a bit of damage to the back of his car, but he's still showing a bit of pace now that he's up and away.
Yeah, Lenderman's in the pits, but he won't need to pit after this. I don't think.
No, but has he got any damage? That's probably the thing. He's already had one pit stop. Right, out already. Where's he come out? He's going to come out right with just in front of Tobias Cherney, but behind Harrison O'Brien. So, see, Dongwu didn't need to do that.
No, he does seem to be going alright at the moment though. But he lost so
And
much time there.
Talk about losing a lot of time. Poor old Scotty Newton. He got a bit excited. Poor old Scott. He ran out of fuel, which is terrible for him.
Oh.
So he's way down to 25th there now. So yeah, unlucky there, Scotty. Keep your eye on the fuel gauge. Marcus Wang in the pits too, getting a free tow. It would seem as steam coming out,
Oh,
or
and
smoke
you've
coming
got-
out of his car.
Jung Sok Wang has overtaken Charles. I mean, he will be two-stopping, but he's having a little bit of fun. Oh, and he's going...
Well, they don't need to get to a fight. They're just going to go with Warren as well. They don't really need to get involved.
Oh, and he's been hit from behind by Charles.
They're gone. Charles has got him. Oh, it's disappointing.
And what's he going to do? Is he going backwards?
He's
Is he
going
gonna-
backwards.
Oh.
It's going to be a long lap now.
Yeah, hopefully he didn't get too much damage, but the second hit was, I think, the one that could cause him some problems, because that was right on the front left
Yeah.
corner.
Yeah, it is. And Dongwu's looking very handy. Made a bit of a mistake. Probably a error in judgment more than anything. He didn't need to get racy with Marcus, but Pickering chasing him down. He's done a great job, Warren Pickering. Probably shouldn't be surprised. He's a solid driver.
It will be very, very interesting to see what Tim Jackson can do now, because he's got some clear road ahead of him. If he can put in the laps, could still salvage something pretty remarkable considering he's had a couple of mistakes.
Yeah, he's got another pit stop in front of him though, and that's going to hurt him badly. He's going to lose at least 30 seconds on the pits there. So you take 30 seconds from Tim's time, and there's a lot of pain coming for Tim, unfortunately. Although it'll only be a short fill, I would imagine he would have gone pretty long the first time.
Yeah, I mean, I would have assumed that he could possibly done one stopper, so we'll only need a few laps of fuel.
Well, I can confirm he was actually planning just a one stopper, and that first off that he had was really kicking the guts for him. But that's racing, and he's struggled on this track this week. He hasn't had as much time to practice as what he wanted, but as the season gets on, he'll be more and more competitive, you can be sure. And hopefully with the turn of Miko Nasi and Yawn to the series, that's going to be even better.
Yeah, I think there's going to be all the people who are really looking at fighting for the championship, really, especially knowing that Miko, last year's champion, isn't here for this race. You want to get all the points you can while he's not there.
Yeah, that's right. It's a shame. Looks like Stephen Motegi's also had a problem as well. His lap times have fallen away badly. Lap 13, 14, he's obviously pitted, but he's obviously made a couple of mistakes. He's way off the pace now, and down in 13th place, and just put in a 52 flat, so damage to the back of his car. So that's a shame for him. He was very competitive early.
Tobias Cherny is in 9th. Seems to be keeping with Marcus quite well, so just letting Marcus guide him around isn't the worst thing you can ever do.
It's looking very much like a rough race at the moment, with roughs in 1 and 2, Dessert in 3rd. I think if you offered Charles the 3rd at the start of the race, he would have taken that.
Oh, definitely.
It'll be just interesting to see over the season what tracks favour the BMW compared to the rough, compared to the McLaren. Not sure whether our host Mark Lang's planning on introducing any weight penalties for different cars. I'm not sure if that's the plan or not.
I must admit, it seems to have been pretty even this race. We've had qualifying with 4 different cars in the top 5.
Yeah, I don't think at the moment they'll need to. Like I said, we've had a McLaren leading, we've had a rough leading, and we've got a BMW putting a lot of pressure on our second place man, and just behind our leader as well.
Yeah, he's definitely closed up a little bit, closed up 3/10 in that last lap.
I'm thinking that Mr. Lenderman's had a problem. Hang on.
I've still got him there.
Oh, yep, there he is, yep. Well, Harrison O'Brien's not making him easy for him. Bit of lag there, or blinking badly, Harrison.
Always very, very
That's
scary
good.
when you're trying to overtake somebody who's disappearing like that.
Yeah, I got burnt in the earlier V8 race today. One of the cars in front of me just disappeared. when he reappeared, he was on the front of my car, and I put the brakes on it. Away she goes.
Yeah, well, we may not have mechanical failures here, but I think the internet failures more or less equivalent. Yeah, Warren Pickering is really right on the back of Charles at the moment. And Dongelgang has definitely lost some time. He's doing 148.1s when his fastest lap was a 146.0.
Well, the thing you've said there is that Warren's on the back of Charles. Charles has obviously passed him because before he was in front. So Charles going that one extra lap with the BM, going that one extra lap has probably saved himself a bit of fuel and might be able to turn this engine up on the BMW and Oh, if we offered him third, he would have taken it. If we offered him second, he'll take it. And if we offer him the win, he's going to be... he's making some ground on Dong Wu's just got that little bit of damage.
This could be a fantastic last 10 laps.
The BMW just looks like a monster of a car at the back compared to the rough, doesn't it? It's just huge.
Yeah. And I'm a big fan of Charles's. A little bit of a moment there for Charles.
Bit of a moment there.
Big fan of Charles's paint scheme. That BMW looks absolutely stunning.
VIP pet foods. Yep. Warren's got a bit of a run here. Deep under brakes. Well, and for the team's title too. Just for Singapore, it's last year's champions. I think Singapore. Yep, the last race. So they're off to a strong start.
Yeah, Australia as well. They're off to a pretty good start as well.
Well, they will be with the Corvette representation. Although the Corvettes have really dropped off the map here, unfortunately. Obviously, a few mistakes. Alex Cherney up to 4th.
Yeah. It's fantastic.
Jackson has to be soon. Lap 22, I think he headed lap 9, so he's looking to do a pit stop shortly, I'd imagine.
Yeah,
and that's going to give Lenderman that chance through.
He really wants to put in the best laps of his life at the moment, just because it looks, if you added on about 30 seconds, he will hopefully still be in 11th.
Well, it seems that Marcus Lenderman's just been caught out here, whether it's him being caught out or whether it's McLaren itself. Oh, Lenderman, jeez, right there, just got a bit skatey. It's just McLaren's obviously can't conserve the fuel or won't conserve the fuel. Don't have the size tank that's needed, but the roughs and the BMWs are showing some pace as well as fuel conservation.
Yeah, I think...
and look at... up to the lead again. Sarah down to 3rd. Dongwu in the lead, and Warren Pickering right with Dongwu gang.
Yeah, although Warren Pickering has just gone wide a little bit. Just lost a little bit of ground. I think one thing that we're seeing now is that the tyres are starting to overheat. If you look at the most recent laps compared to the fastest laps of the leaders, they are a good little bit behind, although Warren Pickering is only 0.2 off his personal best. The rest are, about a second and a half off. So whether Warren's been able just to keep his tyres in check and maybe smooth driving, it seems to be working for him, whatever he's doing.
Well, Redback Racing Rough he's sticking his nose in there, there's no doubt. Dongwu's got a bit of work to do here. He's a bit battered and bruised, Dongwu gang, but he's got a bit of experience and certainly won races before. Warren Pickering has not won a race in the Asian GT Series before, but he has won races in the local SEK GT Series in Australia, so he's not new to winning.
I'm just going to jump on board with Warren for a little while now. Oh, he does seem good on the brakes, Warren.
Yeah, he just seems to have that pace on him, doesn't he? His pit stop was significantly quicker than others. I'm just hoping he's put enough fuel in it. Not sure why Dongwu feels like he needs to do all this weaving, and Warren is just going to follow him. He just got...
Oh, that's a big lunge.
It's a successful lunge, is it?
That was...
And through. Oh! That's fantastic racing, no hitting. And Warren Pickering, our new leader. 7 laps to go.
That was fantastic.
Yeah, very good by both.
I was on board with him, but I think it's worth a replay from outside. Some great side-by-side action around that last corner.
And no contact, fantastic driving by both. I've got a feeling Warren's going to stretch his legs here now. So a potentially fantastic start for Australia. Well, there is still Dongwu mistake.
I think that's just showing the tyres.
Yeah. Yeah, well, whilst Mikko Nasi's away, drivers like Dongwu and Marcus Lenneman have to cash in here. They haven't been able to. Maybe it's Warren Pickering, dark horse. Showed some genuine pace and some race skills and some good race management. He's in front at the right time. Started 6 on the grid. Over a second off Collie off the pole. Means nothing now. Lap 24, race leader.
We've got Timothy Jackson right on the back of Alex Cherney now, and Marcus Lindemann very, very close behind them.
Yeah, well, I can't see Jackson making it, so I think he's going to need to do another splash and dash.
Is Jackson going to go for the overtake?
Well, I'm not sure this is doing his race any good, Jackson. Might be a good time to do a splash and dash now. I'll let you. 6 laps to go. What do we say? 9 lap. Oh no, if he pitted lap 9. No, he's not going to make that.
No, he's pitting now.
In the pits. So he's really held off as long as he can there. Got the full 5th laps. Can't see him taking tyres as he comes into the pits. Just a quick splash. 6 laps of fuel. Comes in 6th place. He's going to be hemorrhaging by the time he gets out.
Brett Woods is also in, so that moves Fanny Laswadi up to 7th.
Well, that's a fantastic. Everything very quiet, Fanny.
Very, very quiet.
So probably 9th position for Jackson, I would have. Oh, off at the same spot, turn 1. It's twice he's done that. Just in front of our host, Mark Lang in the Corvette. Great to see him. Yeah, well, Farney's done some good laps, as quick as lap 12 of 48.1. Pitted on lap 13. So I don't see Farney making it. He will have to stop again, I reckon. Yep, so like Farney's going to have to do another pit stop as well. So it won't be a net 7th. He'll be dropping down a few. But again, it just shows that the McLarens aren't making it on fuel.
That could be quite interesting throughout the season. That you've got some slightly longer races as well this season.
Yeah, looking forward to those immensely.
Looking forward to the commentary on those.
No, I said I'm looking for races. No, the last 2 races of the season at Interlagos and Suzuka, 2-hour endurance races, the 1st and 8th of November. So those races are all ahead of us. Meanwhile, Lenderman under some severe pressure from Tobias. He's got the wick turned up here. Tobias is not going to be shy of passing him. Lenderman's got a championship maybe to look after. I think
Lenderman's going to have the inside into the next corner. Will probably hold it there.
Yep.
I think Lenderman.
Yeah, but that's a bit choppy. That's a bit choppy. That's relying on the other. It's. He's gone. Tobias is gone. That was a fairly aggressive fence by Mr. Lenderman, it has to be said.
Yeah, it's. I think you'll probably get 100 different opinions from 100 different people on that one.
Well, I'm only going to ask the one. I'll ask you what you think.
I think it was possibly a little bit much. But there was no contact. He was perfectly within his rights to do it. But I don't think Tobias would be too happy.
No, I don't think he'll be too happy either. But like you said, he didn't make any contact at all.
Doppelgang must have made a mistake. He's lost a lot of ground.
Well, Warren, he has lost a lot of. Maybe he's just bringing the car home in third. It's a massive gap from third to fourth, 20 seconds in fact. But Warren Pickering out to 1.3, the last lap of a 47.1. That's quite comparable to his fastest lap of 46.7. He's actually showing some great pace at a time when we're all thinking they might be struggling on tyres. His last 3 laps have actually been his fastest three laps of the race.
Yeah, but Charles is catching him just a little bit. 3/10 quicker on the previous lap.
Yeah, we're a pair of 46.8s for Charles following his 48s previous to that. So in clear traffic, Charles has got a bit of pace, and I would imagine he's got the wick turned up to number 1, ready to go.
I think Charles knows now that he
laps
can make it to the end.
Just so much action here. It's been a fantastic start to the series.
There seems to be battles
And
all over the
Lazary
place.
in the pits.
Yep.
Lazary just coming out of the pits from 7th. I dare say 11th will he be? 12th. Yep, Wilson just goes through. So there's a severe disadvantage out for the McLarens. None of them have been able to one-stop. And looking at Scotty Newton, his car's as clean as he will be kicking himself. 24th position. He had a top 10, perhaps even a top 5 sewn away. Just got a bit excited and worrying about other cars and not worrying about his fuel.
Yep. Oh, Jiang Seok Kwang that seems to have. He's got 8th. He's obviously had his second pit stop, which was a very quick pit stop. And in 8th, that's a pretty good position.
Yeah, it is. Well, laps 28, 29 and 30 to go, and it's anyone's race at the front here. Warren Pickering and Charles Sierra right on each other. You can throw a blanket over the both of them. They're coming up to Warren's team leader, Bernie Weimers, in the number 15 Redback Racing Rough. I wouldn't imagine Bernie's going to get in the way there. A bit of dust they're going through. Obviously, someone in front of him has made a mistake.
So who's your money on for these last 3 laps for the win?
Well, I like Warren, do like Warren, but Charles has certainly put the pace on. But as we know, catching's one thing, passing's another. Charles can be very aggressive. I'm not sure Warren's going to want to get involved in anything like that.
It's always tricky when you're in a race and you're in first for those last few laps, especially when it's a race where if you'd have given Warren second beforehand, he'd have, well, probably he wouldn't have even taken your hand off. He'd have probably just taken most of you with it. But
Charles just went that deep into that hairpin, into that back straight there. Just give Warren a little bit of breathing space as they come up to that lap car. You should see Bernie's. I'd like to see Bernie get out the way straight away of his teammate here. Oh, he's actually. He hasn't done his teammate any favours at all.
No, he's
out of the way now.
I think they might be having a couple of words later.
Yeah, their team debriefing won't be too friendly. Let's put Warren under pressure.
I'm not sure if Warren meant to go wide into turn 1 and 2 there, but that can actually be pretty useful coming up to turn 3, the left-hander. If you can get a good run out of 2, really helps, because turn 3 is probably one of the better overtaking spots.
Well, Valentino Rossi always said in the Motegi, the race isn't the last lap, the race is the second last lap. So this is where they want to put their foot down, just get that gap and take away hope from that last lap. And that's exactly what Ryan looks like he's doing. He's really putting in a hard lap here.
doesn't look like Charles will be close enough this lap, so...
Really surprised Dong Wu's. He's 10 seconds off the pace now. He's obviously ultra conservative, just bring it home. He might be on the limit for instance, don't know.
I said he wouldn't do it, commentator's curse, but... Warren is fighting that hard. But Charles is into the lead.
Oh, I've missed it, has he? Oh no.
Yeah, at the end of the back straight. I think...
Oh yeah.
I think Warren went into the hairpin and lost a bit of time there.
Last lap. I was actually watching Nixon and Kwong change positions as well. Kwong changed to 7th and 8th, but
been very kind.
Oh, Warren will be very disappointed if he lets this go. The race was there for the win. It was there for the taking.
Yeah, that little mistake, that's all it takes.
That BMW's looking wider and wider.
Charles is still having to go defensive and compromising his line, so...
Good drive. He's got good exit speed,
Not
Warren.
really an overtaking spot, but...
Oh, that's a terrible place to Ricardo stop. I don't know who that was, but I reckon Bring was having a look there. There's a car stopped on the track. Might be some cars with some fuel problems by the sounds of it.
Right, there's one more overtaking spot, really.
Very defensive by Charles.
I'm not sure that's the best idea from Charles there.
Good drive. Oh, no, that contact.
Ooh, that
just
contact is...
Yeah, just slowed up middle of the hairpin on the apex there, and Pickering had nowhere to go.
Yeah, I think that would be...
A couple of mistakes there at the end there by Green. He's had a fantastic race, but wow, Charles and Sierra, what a great effort in the BMW. The BMW wasn't favoured. He's going to take the race win. Congratulations, Charles and Sierra. Round 1, race 1 winner of the Pit Asia GT PitTalk.Asia.com GT Sim Series. Sorry to our sponsor. Fantastic to have you on board as our sponsor. But round 1 winner, Charles Sierra, in front of Warren Pickering. Got a fantastic race. A fantastic race. I reckon there'll be a debriefing later on with Bernie there, and in the other Red Book Racing, Ruff. They'll need to talk about letting each other through there.
Yeah, Alex Cherney comes across the line in a fantastic 4th position. And
yeah, it is a fantastic ahead of Marcus Lenderman.
Good recovery. Tobias in 6th.
Yeah, good recovery too, stopping. Yeah. And another solid drive actually from Tim Jackson. With he had a lot of damage into the wall. 2 pit stops, 7th place. He'll take that. Huang in 8th place. Harrison O'Brien shows some good pace throughout, just behind 9th place. And Stephen McKay, the first of our Corvettes, in 10th place. So congratulations to our top 10. Varney Lazary in the McLaren in 11th. Quan 12th and 13th to Brett Wilson on the lead lap. So fantastic there. 13 cars on the lead lap. Bernie Weimers in 14th. He'll be wrapped with that result. Like I said, though, might need a chat with his team there. Mark Noble, congratulations to him. 18th place in the rough. He will be ecstatic with that. Tim Ballinger in the Ford GT, 20th. Oh, 17th, was it?
Yep.
Okay, well, even better. And we've got Ballinger. Fantastic effort by Ballinger in the Ford GT. Without a doubt, the slowest car in the field, but wouldn't have had to have pitted, I don't think. 21st to Mark Lang, Scotty Newton. Sorry for Scotty. Just need to get his fuel strategy right. Josh Burden, don't think he started. I'm not sure. Oh, yes, he did. Early problems. Aaron Pearce, well, we know what happened to him on the straight. Got taken out badly by, I think it was Vincent Young. I'm pretty sure it was. So, but congratulations to Charles Sierra. Round 1, race 1 winner here at Motegi. Fantastic result. Yeah, who would be your driver of the day, mate?
Ooh, I think I've got to give it to Warren. Charles has done a fantastic job of getting the win, but I think Warren unlucky at the end. But, you know, it was only ever a couple of small mistakes which cost him. But yeah, definitely Warren today.
Yeah, I'd have to go with that too. Warren started 6th on the grid and had the race in his hand, had the race to lose. Just lap and a half to go, just made that mistake. It's obviously cost him the win, but yeah, he would be my driver of the day. Charles Cicero, though, congratulations to him with our race 1 winner.
Yep, so now we'll just take a short break and then we'll be back for the interviews. Okay, and now time for some interviews. I think it's probably best to bring in our race winner for today first.
Yeah, absolutely.
He'll be very, very happy.
And rightly so. Welcome to Charles Cicero, PitTalkAsia.com GT Sim Series Race 1 winner. That's quite a mouthful, but worthwhile, no doubt. Welcome to ARL TV's coverage, Apex Racing TV's coverage of Race 1. Congratulations, Charles. What a fantastic start to the season. Tell us all about your race.
Thank you very much, man. Yeah, it was a great race. I thought I had lost it once Marcus and Dong started pulling away, but yeah, sick. Can't believe it, man. I think it was just pure luck, really. The tires were finished by the end, so quite lucky to catch. Who was it? I can't remember. Warren, I think. Yeah. So I was trying to save fuel for the end, most of it. So I saved all the. I saved map 1 for the end, which turned out quite well. Yeah.
You put in a couple of slow laps, lap 13 and 14 down to the 151s. Is that because you were trying to conserve fuel to get to the all-important lap 15 mark?
Well, I was trying to save quite a lot of fuel because I had run for map 1 most of the entire way, and I realized that if I wanted to one stop, it was going to be tight. So yeah, I was trying to save fuel at the same time I was trying to text someone on the phone. So
You know what they say about using phones and driving, Charles?
Yeah. Well, it turned out quite well, didn't it? So, time for everyone to start using their phones. Eh?
Now, with the BMW, to be honest with you, my information was that the BMW was not favoured here. Did you find any difference between the BMW, the Rough, and the McLaren at all?
Well, I haven't driven the McLaren since the public service on Sebring, but after driving the Rough last week, I think the Rough is suited to more bumpy and a bit dodgy tracks, whereas the BMW is a bit favoured towards the proper GP tracks. But yeah, I hadn't had any practice in any other car, so I just jumped in the BMW because I felt I had I was running quite well in the public service, getting good times with it, so I figured the setup wouldn't be too different between the that East layout and the full GP layout, so I figured I'd give it a shot, and it worked out quite well, so I'm very pleased with that, man.
And fuel wasn't a problem for you? I know you had to stretch out the last few laps and you were fuel map 1 all the way home, or did you have to do a bit of conservation for your second stint?
Well, after Donghu and Warren started battling, I just decided to put it into map 3 or 4, I think it's map 4, and I was just cruising, well, not really cruising, but nailing the braking points every single corner, but on the straights I was trying to conserve the fuel. Yeah, I managed to save quite a bit of fuel until Warren and I got past Dongwu, and then I knew that I had to really put the hammer down to catch Warren, because Dongwu was limping quite a bit, so yeah, I think I ran map 1 for like about 8 laps or so. Yeah, I just managed to pull it off. Yeah.
Well, a great start, no doubt. Probably maybe even unexpected, but you showed some solid pace. The McLaren's obviously a bit thirstier at the moment, though. I don't think any McLarens were able to one-stop, so obviously advantage there for the BMW. Surprised with Warren Pickering, it was great to see him up there. Good clean race between yourself, Warren and Dongwu Gang. Fantastic racing, actually, some good action there, but good to see a different driver up there in Warren.
Yeah, cool, man. Yeah, I mean, it's a bit of a change. I think if Miko were here, obviously it would be a bit different today, but seize the chances when they come. So yeah, I think I'm very pleased with the result. Maybe, hopefully, I can carry on to the next round, but we'll see. I don't even know where we're racing next week. So
Sebring next week.
Oh, fantastic! What a dodgy track.
Hey, just quickly before you go, visibility. How did you find it? It looked very, very dark on our screen, even when we're in the cockpit, in the view. How did you find the visibility? Dark, or you were okay?
I thought it was fine, except for the pit entry, which is very, very, very dodgy. But yeah, I'm running triple screen on my setup, so I just switch off the lights in the room, so I didn't have any reflections. So I think it was okay. Nothing out of the ordinary. I think that the surface temperature of the track made a big difference, really, especially on lap 1. Yeah, but I don't think we need to say any more about that. Hopefully it doesn't happen again for any other track. Hopefully it's a one-off thing, but yeah, I think the new tire model is cool. We're getting used to it. I like it personally because I can make the tires last quite long. So yeah, I think we're in for a good season, man. I think we're in for a good season.
Well, congratulations to you, Charles. Our Race 1 PitTalkAsia.com GT Simulator Series Race 1 winner. I got that right. So congratulations, mate, and good luck next week.
Thank you very much, man. Cheers.
Cheers, Charles. I think we need our driver of the day up here, Warren Pickering.
Definitely.
I think there, Liam.
Well done, mate.
Well, thank you very much for that, Warren. Well done to you too, Warren. Well done to you too, Warren. Congratulations, mate. That's a fantastic effort. Now, Race 1 PitTalkAsia.com GT Simulator Series at Motegi. Fantastic race, and congratulations and welcome to the podium. Tell us a bit about your race.
Yeah, well, to be here, thanks for having me. I didn't think I'd ever make it up here, to be honest. Epic race. It's hard to tell what's going on. There's obviously some tales of woe around the field. Obviously, I can keep up with what's going on around me through the F3 box, but yeah, obviously Marcus and a few other big names have had some issues. I'm not quite sure. I'll have to check the replay.
I think with Marcus stopped for all the McLarens, but what about yourself with fuel? Any issues at all? Did you have to turn your mapping down at all for the first stint or the second stint, or were you able to hold a consistent pace with strong mapping?
Yeah, so I was conserving, using short shift and turning the engine down. I think it worked pretty well for me, because what I did, I left it on map 1, for instance, to get up behind either Charles or Dongwu, and I would sit behind them and conserve, but maintain the lap times, and then go back to map 1 and try and get past them and break a gap, to try and break that toe, and that worked for me fairly well. Came out of the pits after the pit stop, and with new tyres, I've forgotten how cold and miserable those tyres were. First corner was chronic understeer into almost terminal oversteer, which was a real challenge, and you would have seen that the first 3 guys were all in each other's pockets at that point, so it was every man for himself.
Fantastic result, mate. 46.791 on lap 24, your fastest lap. You actually, for laps 24, 25, 26, the fastest 3 laps of the race. Was tyres just came to? Did you do it when you pitted? I'm assuming you changed tyres?
Yes, I did. I just really tried to put my head down. Charles was catching quickly. I think we were both conserving at that point, so it was fairly even. There was a lot of back markers as well, so I just tried to really focus on hitting those marks. It was the highest I've ever been in this series, so I was pretty nervous, actually, to be honest.
Can't help but notice that one of those backers might have been your team principal, who may have just got in the way a little bit. What's going to happen at the debriefing there? He apologised. Look, it was all good. And honestly, shout out to Bernie for the strategy. Really, like, we put a bit of work into the fuel strategy early this afternoon, and it obviously paid off. You say you got a bit nervous there, being up the front. There, do the Australian SEK series do on Sunday nights in Australia?
Yeah, I do. So up until this point, I normally work away, but I've just got back in town, so I should be around for the whole series, which is exciting. It means I can get a bit more consistency and throw a few more laps down the track, so I'm looking forward to that as well.
Oh, what a fantastic opening race for the Redback Racing team. Congratulations too, representing Australia very strongly there, mate. Mate, next week, Sebring, have you done many laps there at all?
No, I haven't, and because it's a bit of a bogey for me, I just haven't clicked with that track, so I'm going to have to lay some rubber down between now and then, but yeah.
Well, mate, congratulations on a fantastic result. 6 on the grid, up to second. Liam and myself both gave you the drive of the day. No, you don't get a trophy for it, and you don't get any points for it, but you get our heartful respect, mate, so congratulations to you. Is there anyone you want to give a shout out to at all?
Oh no, really just the boys at RRT. It's a good group, and we all hook in and help each other with setups, and like I said, the fuel strategy and stuff. So it's a pretty good group. And so shout out to those boys tonight.
Well, good on you, Warren. Warren Pickering coming second today. Now, TalkAsia.com series, got that right first time. Mate, congratulations to you, and good luck next week and the rest of the series.
Thanks, boys.
Because the what do you call that, onboard
Tobias Journey rating, but no, Warren's speaking. What do you reckon, Alex? We'll get Alex Cherney up here, followed by Nobby and that'll do it.
Yep, that'll be it.
Welcome to interview with Alex Cherney, Liam Williams and Brenton O'Brien with you with the PitTalkAsia.com Race 1 series at Motegi. 4th place, Alex Cherney. What a fantastic result there, Alex, from 9th on the grid. Can you tell us a bit about your race?
Yeah, hello Brenton, hello Liam. It was a fantastic race. I knew it was that the first lap would be very interesting, but after I managed this, I could follow my strategy, looking at the fuel, take it easy, and it went quite good.
Where are we, Alex? 47.988 lap 3, so strong enough visibility, very consistent, steady 48s, pitted on lap 15. You had to run fuel map 1 after that, or what fuel map were you running in the second stint?
I was running the whole race in fuel map 2, and always looking at the amount which is left in the tank. And I don't have another monitor, so I always have to push the buttons in the black box, and it's quite tricky doing this while driving. But a little bit short shifting and going and leaving the gas in front of turns, then it's possible to manage the fuel amount.
Showed remarkable consistency. Looking at your laptops, you got 6.
Yeah, I was surprised at the last 10 laps they were almost the same.
You would have got bored of you saying 48.6, 48.6, 48.6. So
yeah,
obviously that's what it's about. Consistency. It's a strong, steady race. 30 seconds off the race lead, but I think you'd be happy with that result if someone offered you 40 to take that.
No, it's I'm really happy with the result, because I don't know, if half an hour before the race I realized that we won't race on Motegi East, so I was a little bit surprised. So I had to do some practice laps on this track, but I knew it from Gran Turismo, so it was possible. And then
well, it's good to see you did your homework there, Alex. But 4th place is fantastic. Sebring next week. How do you normally go there?
I've not done any lap there. I have to look if I find pace there, but I've bought this track, so I could do some practice lap.
Well, mate, congratulations tonight. 4th is in round 1, mate. Fantastic effort. You'll be happy with that. So, anyone you want to give a shout out to?
I want to give a shout out to my mates, and especially to my brother, who was helping me with the car. And thanks for our sponsors, and that's it.
Well, good job, Alex. Which team are you representing this season, can I ask?
I'm driving a Powerbond. I'm the V8. I'm driving the Powerbond team, and so on the Z4 I have to. Yeah, there are small hints on my skin.
I know which team you drive for in the V8s, because it's still got Bond on the back of my car after race 1 of the V8 series tonight, the last turn.
Sorry for that. That's really unlucky.
No, that's alright, mate. Who are you racing for in the GT series? Are you with a team? Have you nominated a team country you're with or not?
At the moment, not. I have to look if I'm driving with my brother for Team Germany, or we'll see.
Well, congratulations, Alex. 4th place in tonight's race, mate. Good job, and good luck next week.
Yeah, thank you.
You tell your brother that he's not getting interviewed tonight, so he can save his voice box for next week.
Okay, I'll tell him.
Last and definitely not least, we probably don't need to ask a question. Mark Noble, Nobby, 18th in the race, Nobby, after 27th on the grid. You can fill in the gaps, mate. How was your race?
Oh, mate, that was just unbelievable. It's like 6 degrees here and I'm sweating. Mate, it was just like, it was the best race I've had probably for 3 or 4 seasons. It was absolutely brilliant. Scotty Goodman from Redback Racing, we had an absolute brilliant battle. I think the first few laps, a lot of people were pushing too hard on the cold tyres. I think that's where I made a lot of spots up, but when me and Scotty got together, we both come out of the pits behind each other again, and it was just on for all the whole race. It was absolutely brilliant, and I'm stoked with the finishing spot.
Mate, and congratulations to you. A fantastic drive for Kimmy's Rural Fentons Rough. Now, you guys have a bit to do with Redback Racing. Do you guys swap setups with the Roughs at all for this series, or KRF do their thing and RRT do their thing?
No, they do their own thing, mate. No, he won't even give me a password to his practice sessions.
That's a bit nasty. Mate, tell us a bit about your race. What you pitted lap 15. How was your fuel? You were okay for fuel after that, no doubt?
Yeah, I had about 0.4 of a litre left after the first 15, so I knew I'd be pretty right. So yeah, I could push pretty hard all the way.
Well, good consistent times, mate. Where are we? 51s at the end. Actually, constant 51s at the end there. Mate, did you have any problem with traffic at all? Like with any faster cars coming through at all? Everything seemed to be okay?
Oh, I think Alex and those boys caught me at a bad spot just before that little chicane halfway through the track there. I sort of pulled off the grass and let them through, but it sort of worked out in the end. I caught the other bloke again, so it wasn't too bad.
Well, mate, 18th place. If someone offered you that at the start, mate, no doubt you would take that. So, fantastic result. Congratulations to you, mate. Is there anybody you want to give a shout out to?
Well, Kimmy's Raw Fencing, of course, Coastal Kitchenware, and Aloha Gardens, and Apex Racing UK Academy. So, yeah, thanks, boys.
No, thank you. Congratulations, Mark Ubel, coming 18th in round 1 tonight. So, well done, Nobby. Great job, mate. And Sebring next week, mate. How do you go there?
Oh, mate, I don't mind it, actually. It's a pretty good track. I like it in the GT3 cars, yeah. So, yeah, should be a good race.
Really good. Alright, mate, well, good luck next week. And, yeah, hopefully everything goes well for the rest of the series.
Alright, thanks, guys.
Cheers, Nobby. Mark Noble, and that would just about do us, Liam. My throat's getting sore, so thank you for tonight, mate. Great job in AC's absence.
No problem. Looking forward to the next time.
Yeah, well, mate, you do a great job. We might not need AC back, to be honest with you. Sorry, AC, yes, you'll be welcome back, no doubt. Great race, lots of action throughout, and no doubt great things are going to be happening for this series. Good strong numbers with some cars missing tonight, but there'll be stronger numbers next week, no doubt, and a good variation of cars in the top order as well. So all goes well for a great season.
Yeah, it's really looking really promising. That was an absolutely fantastic first race. I mean, you just have to see what Nobby said about having a race-long battle that I don't think got any coverage, sadly. But yeah,
no, he probably didn't.
It was a really fantastic race.
Yep, some major winners tonight. Obviously, Charles and Sierra and Warren Kring. Dongwu Gang, he'd be probably disappointed with third, considering Mikko's not here and he got the better of Lenderman in the end. But yeah, some fantastic results, and you know, for the McLarens, maybe they need to request that they get a bit more fuel in the tank, because they clearly couldn't one stop tonight, whereas everyone else could. Massive disadvantage for them. Showed some genuine race pace, but over third laps they couldn't save enough fuel, so that might need to be looked at. But the race pace generally was pretty good, so fantastic start to the series. So congratulations to all that are involved.
Just looking forward to next week.
Yeah, so righto, well, thank you all, and AC, I'm not big into Facebook and all that, but AC would normally say if you like the series on YouTube, you can like us, or on Facebook, press the like button. What that does, I do not know, but be sure to do that. Hopefully the series goes from strength to strength. So Brendan O'Brien and Liam Williams signing off from race 1 of the PitTalkAsia.com GT